Hi, P4. I miss you all. I know it's very difficult right now. Everyone's trying to do some kind of work and learning at home with their siblings and their parents. But I wanted to make a little video to get everyone excited about learning. And the first thing I wanted to do was finish or start to read the next few chapters of A Lion to Guard Us. Everyone in the class really likes the story, and you always beg me to read the next chapter, and so I thought this would be a fun activity that we do first. We've just found out that Amanda, Meg, and Jemmy are able to go on the ship with Dr. Kreider across the Atlantic, and they're going to America, to Virginia, to meet or to find their father who has left and gone to work there. And Jemmy actually still had in his pocket the little lion door knocker that their father gave to them. And so we're going to see how their adventure plays out. We've heard that once they set sail, that they could look out and see all the other 8 ships sailing. They met the Admiral, Sir George Somers, and Jemmy actually went up to him to say hello. And now we're about to find out what boat life or sailing life is like. So our next chapter is chapter 12, and it's called Near the Sea. Before many days, Amanda knew almost everyone on board. There was a strong young man named John Rolfe. There was his pretty wife, who looked ill. There were 2 young men who often quarreled, yet they were always together. With their long faces and thick black eyebrows, they looked a little alike. Their names were Robert Waters and Chris Carter. There was the Hopkins family, Master Stephen Hopkins, his wife, and their 2 children. Their daughter Anne was 10 years old. Their son David was 7. The Hopkins children had a ball made from a stocking. The stocking had been rolled up and tied with string. They played with it on deck. They threw it carefully back and forth and never let it fall. Once, Jemmy asked them to throw it to him. "No," said Anne, "you might let it go into the sea." "Come with us, Jemmy," said Amanda. "Meg and I are going to see the animals." There were farm animals in a pen on the deck. There were 2 goats and 2 oxen. There were 5 pigs and a flock of chickens. One of the chickens was beginning to crow. When he crowed, Jemmy crowed back. Anne Hopkins put the ball into her pocket. She and her brother came to see the animals too. "We are going to have an animal farm in Virginia," she said. "There are horses on one of the other ships. Did you know that?" "No," said Amanda. "I rode a horse once," said Anne. "Did you ever?" Amanda shook her head. "Where did you live before you came on the ship?" asked Anne. "In London," Amanda told her. "I lived in a great house." "You must have been a servant," said Anne. "I was," said Amanda, "but I won't be a servant in the New World." Dr. Kreider walked by. "Is he your father?" asked Anne. "No," said Amanda. "Your grandfather?" "No, he's our friend." Anne watched Dr. Kreider as he went below. "He's strange, isn't he?" "No, he isn't," said Amanda. "Then why does he stand by the rail when the waves come over? Why does he let himself get wet?" "He likes to be near the sea." Anne gave a sniff. "The sea is all around us. Isn't that near enough?" Toward the end of June, they sailed into rough waters. One morning after a stormy night, Amanda and Jemmy and Meg were having breakfast in the hold. John Rolfe came looking for them. "Where is the doctor?" he asked. "My wife is ill and we need him." "I'll find him, sir." Amanda went above. The wind was still blowing. Only a few people were on deck. She asked some of them if they had seen Dr. Kreider. None of them had. She went below. "He isn't on deck," she told John Rolfe. "He isn't in the hold," said Master Rolfe. She pointed to the rooms where the ladies and gentlemen live. "He may be down there." No, he isn't, said Master Rolf. When did you last see him? Last night. Not this morning? Oh, no, sir. Again she went up on deck. She even went to the galley where the cook was cutting up cabbages. He was angry when she spoke to him. You can't come in here. No, I've not seen the doctor. How should I know where he is? Others were looking. They asked one another, when did you last see him? Have you seen Dr. Kreider? Hey, have you seen him? A sailor came forward. I saw him on the deck last night. I said to him, Doctor, there's danger. The waves are coming over and you'd best not stay here. But I never saw him go. John Rolfe said to Amanda, Go below. We'll keep looking. She went into the hold and sat with Jemmy and Meg. It was a long time before Master Rolfe came down. We didn't find him. He must be in one of the cabins, she said. Did you ask the Admiral? Did you ask the Captain? We've been all over the ship, said Master Rolfe. It could be... Amanda, it could be... Oh. It could be, Amanda. It could be that he's gone. Where? She asked. Overboard, he said. Oh no, she said. He couldn't be. He's on the ship somewhere. I know he is. I'll find him. But she was afraid. Now this is where Miss Newsom usually says, would you like me to read another chapter? And everyone says, yes, please read another chapter. So before, should I read another chapter? I'm going to read one more chapter and then we're going to see what could have happened to Dr. Kreider. Do you think he's gone over, and what would have caused him to go overboard? We know that there must be some storm and the waves were crashing. Did he decide to go swimming? Is he fishing? And poor Amanda, Meg, and Jemmy, because they were traveling to America with Dr. Kreider. I wonder what's going to happen next. Chapter 13, titled The Devil Doll. Master Buck, the minister, talked to Amanda, Jemmy, and Meg. Dr. Kreider was a good man, he said. Now he is in a better world. Yes, sir, said Amanda. But she would not believe the doctor was gone. It was like a dream, she thought, and some day she would wake from it. She would wake and find him there. After a week, a sailor came to look at the chests in the hold. He found the one with Dr. Kreider's medicines in it. He picked it up and set it on his shoulder. Where are you taking it? Asked Amanda. To the captain's cabin, answered the sailor. Somehow she could not pretend after that. With the chests gone, she knew that Dr. Kreider was gone too. He was gone, and Mother was gone, and she wanted to go away by herself and cry. But where could she go to be alone? Fear came over her. Mother had died. Dr. Kreider had left them. How could she be sure that Father was waiting in the new world? She saw Jemmy and Meg watching her, almost as if they knew what she was thinking. She tried to pretend that all was well. She sang them a song. She told them a story. She dug into one of the chests and found some scraps of cloth. What are you doing? Asked Jemmy. I'm going to make something, she said. What? He asked. A surprise. By candlelight, while they were asleep, she made a doll for Meg and a ball for Jemmy. In the morning, she gave them their presents. But Meg would not take the doll. She would not even touch it. Amanda looked at it. In the daylight, she saw how ugly it was. It had a crooked grin. The pieces of string she had used for her hair looked like snakes. It was a devil doll. And the ball was not much better. It had no more shape than a beanbag. Jemmy took it, then gave it back to her. Could I have the door knocker? He asked. It's not a plaything, said Amanda. I want it, he said. It was in one of the chests. She got it for him. When they went up on deck, he showed the knocker to Anne and David Hopkins. A lion's head, said Anne. She and her brother wanted to play with it. No, it's mine. Jemmy ran away. The Hopkins children ran after him. Now and then he stopped and knocked on the deck with the knocker. Amanda heard him say, Knock, knock, here comes Jemmy. She took the bowl she had made and threw it overboard. She threw the devil doll after it. Almost at once she felt better, as if she had thrown away some of her sadness and some of her fear. And that's the end of chapter 13. So, boys and girls, we can see that during the story, we've got another problem. So we know that on our story mountain, we're going up the mountain from the introduction. We've got a problem. Their mother has passed away. They were trying to get to a ship and to go to the new world, but the problem was that they needed someone to go with. They needed an adult and some money. But then they solved that problem. But now that they are on the ship, they've got another problem. And Dr. Kreider has gone missing or has fallen overboard. And now we're kind of thinking, well, how can they solve this problem? What's going to happen to the children next? But I think we can kind of give a resolution to that problem is that they have to try and pass the time with something positive. So Amanda thought by making them gifts or toys to play with that they would kind of be distracted. But she was feeling quite sad. So we know as we go up the story mountain, we usually reach our climax in the story, the worst part or the most exciting part of the story. So what I want you to think about is make a prediction. What do you think the author, what do you think Clyde Robert Bulla is going to tell us next about this story? What do you predict could happen and the children are going to do next? And then I'll be back to read the next few chapters. See you next time.